In this tutorial, we're going to be looking at results review, or another name for it is flowsheet. You'll use this application to review the patient's results. Flowsheet displays all clinical information recorded for a person, allows for the professional to enter information directly into the patient's chart. All data is entered immediately accessed to others. The items that we're going to go over within results review is viewing a result in flowsheet, adjusting the start and end date in clinical range, displaying in different formats, graphing a patient's test results, selecting actual or an interval timescale, answering comments, and finding your results quickly. Start by logging into the application. Within the application, to view results, you have to select the patient first. I'm going to pull up the patient search window and I'm going to select an actual encounter for this patient. So within the table of contents, for this particular patient, I'm just going to go ahead here and choose Results Review. And within here, you can see all the results for this particular patient. There's many different ways to review these results. First, as you can see, when you're logged in initially, you can have whatever flow sheet you'd like to see. In this circumstance, since we're looking at it at a clinical ambulatory office clinic setting, we're on the physician office clinic view. And you can see different results that might be pertinent in an office clinic setting. You can also change to any type of view that makes sense for the area that you're in. Another important item to note is that across the top you might have some important tabs that have displayed specific results to narrow down the result that you're actually searching for. Something important to note is that across the top you have the actual clinical range. You can change that range to whatever makes sense to you or what you're looking for. So if you're trying to change the date, the time of those results, the posting range, the result counts, you could have every result from 999 or an admission date. You may want to narrow that down as much as possible to get the result that you're looking for. Another item that's worthy of looking at inside of results review would be the different display formats. So right now we have it on a table display view. You can see the actual item that is being measured, like height and length, and you can see the date across the top. You could also display it by group. This view has the date and specific results. And you'll find those right across the group view, or you can display it in a list view. To graph a patient's results, and we wanted to graph the height and the length, and maybe even the weight, we could take those specific results and click the graph icon. And that'll just give us a graphical representation of the height and the changes and the weight. You can also combine these graphs so that way you can see them all in one single graph. Also in here you can change the time scale, so you can have it as actual or interval by changing that time scale and the interval range. You can also, if you have a strange result and you want to enter a comment on that result, you could right-click it and go to Modify. You could add in whatever your comment may be. When you're finished with this, click OK, and you'll notice this little asterisk goes in front of the results. If you wanted to see what that comment was, you could right-click and view comments. And you can see that that's our comment there. The last aspect we're going to look at is finding a result quickly. A way you can do this is select the ellipsis next to the flow sheet and select the procedure that you're trying to find within the folder section. So if you're looking for a laboratory and you're specifically looking for a blood gas and maybe an O2 stat, you can click that and say OK. And that would bring up the results in here if that patient had any of those results.